Hello everyone, namaste, dumelang, habari yako, bonjour. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another exciting episode of STEAM Care podcast of AainaTrons powered by Aaina the Careers. I am your host, Matasane Mamaliele. On this show, we explore the intersections of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics with the leading experts and visionaries. We promote the interdisciplinary learning and problem solving by teaching the skills that, in a way, mirror the real life scenarios. Buckle up, get your favorite snacks, get comfortable, because we have a very special guest today who wears so many hats, ladies and gentlemen, in the realm of business coaching, leadership development, and holistic education. Joining us today is the phenomenal Miss Ishleen Kaur, an internationally certified business coach, a leadership coach, India's leading revenue growth therapist. Miss Kaur is not only accomplished author of multiple books, but also a trailblazer in podcast with her show ranking in top 10 on Spotify in the business category. So today we are digging into the fascinating world where business expertise meet the principles of STEAM education. We'll explore how Miss Ishleen integrates science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics into her coaching and training programs, unlocking innovations, driving substantial growth for her clients. So, without further ado, help me to welcome Miss Ishleen to our show. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. For our listeners who may not know who you are, who is Miss Ishleen?
So, Ishleen is a very common girl, just like you and all the other women who are trying to achieve something big in their life. So, I, being a very small town, I was always ambitious and I wanted to do something that brings me out in front of the world. So I started my career in training and coaching industry 17 years ago. I started my career as a corporate trainer. Then from there I transitioned into a coach. So right now I am an international business coach. I'm a revenue growth expert. I work with small business owners across countries. So I have my clients in US, I have my clients in Australia, I have my clients in UK. I work with them and I help them in revenue growth because I always believe for businesses revenue growth is something which is the so cash flow is the lifeblood of any business. So that's how I transitioned into international business coach, and I primarily work on revenue growth for small business owners so that they can drive exponential business growth.
Okay. That is truly inspiring, ma'am, especially for the young ladies like me. As you have mentioned, you come from a small town. There is hope for most of us, and your journey is evident to the profound impact of blending expertise with a passion for growth and education. Your dedication to empowering entrepreneurs and fostering innovation is truly commendable, ma'am, I must say.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. So, as someone with a rich experience in various fields, that being business coach, digital marketer, a podcaster, do you think the understanding of technology and arts, which are the core elements of STEAM education, have in a way influenced your career in general?
See, definitely, and being, from such a dynamic world where AI is booming like anything, you cannot stay away from science and technology. It can't be done. So whether it is your coaching or is in any business, I keep on sharing my insights on that. Even in marketing your business, you need to integrate the elements of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So STEAM is required in all the avenues of your life. This is actually a multidisciplinary approach, and it helps my clients to leverage diverse perspectives and methodologies to solve their problems. Without technology, any business, whether it is a small business or a big business, they can't survive. So When we were young, there was not many, there were not many things available. There were no social media platforms. Marketing yourself and coming out in front of the world was quite difficult at that time. You had to put ad on TV, which were very expensive. So not everybody could do that. Or the only thing that you could do is you could get the flex printed, and you could get the pamphlets done and everything. But right now, with incoming of social media and internet, which was, I would say, it was the biggest innovation of all times, when everything is there on one click, on your phones, on your laptops. So this is the biggest integration of technology that I feel that changed the entire world, where with the coming of internet, everything is there on the click of a phone. So now it's very easy, and I would say it's free to promote yourself. You can simply put content, create your accounts, and you can promote yourself in front of the world, which is very, very easy and simple as compared to the previous times. So I would say the businesses who were struggling earlier can do it very easily with incoming of a lot of things online.
I totally agree with you, ma'am, 100%. Because from what you're saying, I feel like if in any business, companies or organizations do not incorporate technology, I feel like it do not help them stay competitive. So encompassing technology in business strategies will definitely help them to stay competitive, like you are saying, ma'am. So I truly agree on that. So Miss Ishleen, in AainaTrons, our mission is to transform the way students approach their careers and to support women entrepreneurs in tech industry. So, however, we are gearing towards Women's Week. By the way, happy Women's Day in advance, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. For today, let's focus on this statement. We support women entrepreneurs in the tech industry. Ma'am, when I opened your LinkedIn page, the first statement that caught my eyes was, I help women entrepreneurs grow their businesses exponentially without sacrificing their family time. I could relate to that statement. This statement truly intrigued me because here at Aina the Careers, we believe in the same mission. So, my question to you is, how do you help women entrepreneurs grow their businesses exponentially without sacrificing their family time? Give us a glimpse of how you do it, ma'am, please.
Yeah, so I'll tell you how did it all start. When I started my journey as a business coach, I realized that still being a woman, it's not easy to grow your business. So I'm not saying we are less than male counterparts, but somehow still the primary responsibility of the family stays on us. So sometimes it becomes very demotivating, I would say, as well as difficult to handle our family as well as our work together. So this is how I came up with this, because many people feel that entrepreneurship means you are working full time, which is not true for me. If I talk
Mhm.
about me, I am also an entrepreneur. I hardly work 4 to 5 days in a week. That too, max, I would say 7 to 8 hours in a day. So I don't work full time. I manage my family really well. And when I say I manage my family well, I take care of everything that I'm supposed to do as a woman. I have a son who's 8 years old. And I
That's
realized,
nice.
yeah, when I used to talk to women, they used to say, oh, I don't get time for my family. I missed my child's parent teacher meet. I missed my child football game. I really feel bad. I had a client meeting at that time. So I realized that if I can do it, why can't other women do it? Why can't we set up our businesses in a way that you get enough time for your family so that you are able to maintain your work life balance? Work life balance is a must, not only for women, but also for men. Men
Mm,
also struggle with this. Their families are always complaining, you don't give us time, you don't go out for a vacation. Even if you are out for a vacation, you are checking your phone, you are busy on your laptop, things like that. So that's how, I came up with this, that I need to do this. So, how
mm,
I applied it for me, I applied a lot of technology. The things that can be delegated and automated, I do that. There are a lot
okay.
of tools that can be used. There are a lot of CRM tools that can be incorporated. There are a lot of AI chatbots that can be incorporated to capture leads. You don't have to do everything yourself. Then
Mm.
being an entrepreneur, once you are a small business owner, you feel like doing everything yourself. You feel my team is not capable enough of handling things. So you don't feel like delegating. You feel like it's a client call. Let me go and take it myself. I don't know what my team is going to do. So you need to empower your teams. You need to train your teams enough so that you can take a back seat and they can handle work. So, this is how I help them. I help them in setting up systems and processes in their businesses so that they can take out their time for their family, which is
Mm.
very much required. You cannot work 12 to 14 hours in a day. At a certain point of time, you'll feel overwhelmed, you'll feel exhausted, you'll feel I'm just running a rat race, I don't have time. So, I'll ask you a question here. Who do we work for?
Our family. I feel like we work for our family every day.
Exactly. We work for our family. And if we don't have time for our own families, then don't you think our work is going in the wrong direction? We are just running after money. And a
Yeah,
family is taking the back seat.
that is very true. Miss Ishleen, I feel like you managed to identify a very core element, because I'm very sure this is a problem for most women, if not all. I don't want to generalize, but myself included. And I feel like having people like you who came up with a solution like this is truly a blessing. And we really need to consult you in your business area so that we can start tackling this issue, because um, nowadays, I think working remotely is a common thing. You will
Hmm.
see yourself working at home, seeing your family, but not being able to interact with your family, having a lot of work around the house, and being frustrated as much as you can, which also passes into onto your family. And it is very painful that even when you're frustrated, you can't come back and have time with your family to at least give them you or yourself or your time. So I feel like what you really developed or initiated is very helpful, and it's going to help a lot of people. I like the fact that you didn't leave men aside, because they are also included in this. So we do appreciate that, ma'am. So, um, ma'am, I have to say this: be the lady boss. Does the phrase ring a bell to you?
Actually, what happened was I was planning to start a LinkedIn newsletter. So
Mm-hmm.
when I started thinking about it, like what could be a title? The title
Mm-hmm.
"Be the Lady Boss" really, resonates with me well, and I never
Mm-hmm.
realized it since one day it was my birthday, and my team got my office was decorated and they brought that cake for me, and on the cake they had written "Happy Birthday, Our Lady Boss," and it
Wow.
was clicked like anything. So, and there is an emotional thing attached to that as well. It's not only a lady boss kind of thing. It's like being a lady boss in this era, it is still possible. But when I
Yeah.
started my career, it was not like all women were not allowed to go out and work. I still remember when I started my journey as a corporate trainer and I would get trainings pan India. My son was hardly 2.5 years at that time. People would ask me, would you be comfortable traveling? And I was like, why is this question only asked to women? Why not
Yeah.
men?
Mm-hmm.
When I used to travel, I used to go to airports, and on airports, there is that check-in system. There are only two rows that are specified for women, and for men, there are four to five. And it really caught my attention. It gave me an impression that we are still under the notion that women
Mm-hmm.
can't travel alone.
Mm-hmm.
Men can travel alone. Women, if they are going outside, they have to take their family along. Why? Women can also be successful entrepreneurs. Women can also run their businesses well. Yes, there is a lot of societal pressure that I'm very sure many women would agree that we have a little more pressure as compared to men counterparts, because somehow that notion is still there that the primary responsibility of taking care of the finances is with men. And women follow their career only as their passion because they want to do it. They don't have to contribute to the finances, which
Yeah,
I don't agree. And I'm very lucky enough to have a husband of that sort. My spouse, he's always there. He's
that's
always
nice.
supportive. When my son was 3, he would tell me, "Okay, you go and travel. I'll take care of our baby because that's our baby. That's not your baby only." So that's
Wow.
how I realized that somehow there is still a discrimination going on, which pushed me enough to create this, that we ladies can also be the bosses in our own fields. Not I'm not talking about the bosses for people, because
Yeah,
bossism
yeah,
is gone. We have to
yeah,
be empathetic leaders. We can't be bosses in our offices, but yes, we
yeah.
can be bosses in our own work, doing it with our whole heart, giving our 100%. We can be boss in anything.
I agree with you, ma'am, and I'm very glad I'm having a conversation with you during the Women's Month, because from the title, "Be the Lady Boss," I feel like that title is already powerful. Just from reading it, you feel the strength within yourself and you're like, I want to do this. So it's very beautiful, and it portrays or gives the whole message that you want to give even before saying it. So that's a very beautiful title, ma'am. So, ma'am, from what I see, this is an art. This is an art, okay? Art is a very important aspect of STEM education, which we offer here at AainaTrons. You were able to pass a very short, important message in a 9 seconds video. And as someone with a management background, just from the video, I learned the importance of delegation. And I believe someone can do what you did without an art skill in them. So, my question to you is, what other areas in your career have art skills proven to be important? What can you advise parents who are not yet convinced that their children should be enrolled in art programs?
That's a very good question. And again, I would say it resonates with me. It takes me back to my time when I was in school. I was a
Mhm,
brilliant child, and in our times, a brilliant child would be somebody who scores well, which is not
mhm,
true in present time. It's not necessary that you get good marks to be a brilliant child, but it was a notion when I was in school. So I used to top in all my exams, in all my tests. I was a brilliant child. So my mother always wanted that, okay, if you are a brilliant child, either you have to take medical, which is PCM, physics, chemistry, and maths, or you have to
mhm,
take PCB, physics, chemistry, and bio. Okay, so these are the two choices that you have. So as I was a brilliant child and my parents were not aware of that what are my interests, what are the areas where I can do better, they suggested, okay, I want you to be a doctor. This is what my mother said. Because you are a brilliant child, you can be a doctor. And trust me, if I would have been a doctor, I would have been disastrous. I was never meant to be a doctor, actually. So this is
mhm.
how it happened. She said that. I said, no, I'm afraid of blood. I can't be a doctor.
Yeah.
She said, okay. So go for, physics, chemistry, and maths. It's okay. Don't take bio if you don't want to be a doctor. But arts was never a choice for me.
Mhm,
I think, in my 10th exams, I was the topper of my area, and my name got published in the newspaper. My parents were proud parents. So right now, I don't emphasize much on marks with my son, but at that time, that was the harsh reality of the society.
yeah.
Parents used to compete with each other that, okay, my daughter got this much marks, my son got this much marks. It was like that at that time. Proud, which is I completely understand because they loved me, so they have to be proud. They are even more prouder now. But at that
Yeah.
time, it was there. So I took that, and trust me, I only got 57% marks in my 12th exams.
Mm,
So my percentage drastically dropped. But
mm,
I was lucky. I was born to such parents. The moment they saw my results, they said, "Oh, that's not meant for you. You do whatever you want." But not all children are that lucky. I
yeah.
used to go for trainings, I used to meet a lot of people in, good leadership position who are working in a particular field for 15 years, 20 years, and they would say, we are not happy. We are earning well, but we are not happy because they never wanted to do that, but they were
Yeah.
pushed to it.
That's
So,
true, ma'am.
so this, yeah, so this was the case with me. From there, I switched to humanities. I did a simple BA, which no brilliant child would do at that time. But I told you, my parents were not, that conservative. So they were very open minded. They said, okay, go with it. I did my BA. After that, I did MBA. And then I started my career as a corporate trainer. And this is who I am in front of you. If I would
Mm,
have done medical or non-medical at that time, I don't know where would I have been. I would not have been at least this Ishleen, who's there in front of you, cheerful and happy, and so accomplished. And I have a fulfilling life. I'm happy with my relationships. I'm happy with my career. Why? Because I followed my passion. I always
mm,
wanted to be in front of people where I would be interacting with a lot of people, which I
mm,
don't think would have been a possibility if I would have gone that. So this is my message to all the parents who feel humanities is not for them. Okay, I would also like to add some one more thing. I'm also an international career coach, so I'm not
yeah.
pursuing it full time right now. But still, in my area, I still get children who come to me for career counseling. Last month, a lady came to me and she said, my girl, she has done her 12th and she wants to go for further studies. What do you suggest? So I said, what are her interests? So, what did she say? She said, she wants to be like you. What
Oh,
did you do? And it was a
wow.
proud moment for me when she said she wants to be like you. What did you do? And when I
Wow.
told her, I did BA, humanities, simple arts with two, three. I had economics, I had sociology. That too, I went to the college, whatever teacher suggested, I took it. I didn't know what is right for me at that time. But I'm so happy that I opted for humanities at that time
Mm,
because
mm,
I'm very creative. I have good communication skills. I have, a sense of to do more for the society. Humanities is a vast field. There are a lot of things that your children can actually do in humanities. I'm
mm,
not against PCM or I'm not against medical, but if you are doing it just because you feel your children are brilliant, they should be doctors. That's not the reality nowadays.
mm.
Arts is extremely important.
Okay. Wow. I was going to ask you, ma'am, like when you immediately switched to humanities, I was going to ask whether you knew what you were doing, whether you knew, okay, this is my journey, this is my path, and I know I will excel in it. So I understand you also didn't know what to do, but you
Yeah.
you followed um you followed your path and thought, okay, let's see where it will take me.
Hmm.
And I think it's a challenge for most people.
Yes.
So okay.
That's true. And I would say during school days, it is more challenging actually. Once we enter that age, once we enter our colleges and universities, we still have awareness. But nowadays we have a lot of options. We have career counselors, we have career aptitude test where we can, take the test and we can actually come to know that what is one area where my child has his caliber. So there are two things to it again. Okay, one is your interest. Second is
Mm-hmm.
your uh, which area you can do better. So there is one student, I must talk about her. She had her more aptitude in non-medical, but she was more interested in designing. She opted for designing and she's doing wonders. So both of the
Mm-hmm.
things have to match. If you are high on interest in one area, you can manage it even if you have lesser aptitude in that area.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that is truly inspiring, ma'am. And I think it helps our viewers at home, especially people who are about to choose what their careers are, to be able to know what to do. And I feel like the difference between in the old days and now, recently we have career coaches, so they can be able to go to career coaches to help or to seek for assistance. So it's different, and there are things on the table that we can choose for. So
Mhm.
no need to struggle anymore.
Right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. So technology is a very important and element in today's world. And AainaTrons, we appreciate that fact by offering STEAM education to learners to equip them with like technological skills. And under the club in AainaTrons, we offer the web development, MIT app development, ethical hacking courses to children. So this improves their problem solving skills as they grow. So, as a certified digital marketer, how has the advancement in technology influenced your field?
See, I did a certification digital marketing because I felt digital marketing is something which most of businesses need. So when I used to coach my coaches on business development, so there are a lot of them who used to hire digital marketers. So this is not against any digital marketers. I don't want to generalize it, but they were cheated by many. So by cheating, I would say that, because they didn't know anything about digital marketing, they were charged a lot of fee, but they still did not get the results. I completely understand with digital marketing we need at least 3 months of doing things, doing A/B testing, doing a lot of things, then only we are able to see the results. But somehow digital marketing companies need to be transparent with the people about what are they doing, because transparency actually increases trust of your customer. So you need to be more transparent. That's how I did my certification in digital marketing, because I really felt that if somebody asks me something about digital marketing, I should be knowing about it. Then digital marketing is something which every business is doing. So it has two things to it. One is the organic marketing, which is for brand building. Digital marketing is basically for getting more leads, which every
Mhm.
business is doing. Although I would not say that digital marketing is the only way to get more customers, but still, it is a good way to get more customers. So,
Mhm.
digital marketing has technology inbuilt in it. It helps us in reaching more people. The algos help us to determine what kind of people would be more interested in our kind of product and services. It is shown to a lot of people of that sort. So, yes, it is technologically driven and a very good tool for businesses. But at the same time, this is my request to all the digital marketing companies: please be more transparent once you are working with people. Most of them don't even know what are they doing.
Yeah.
Transparent.
Okay. Now that you're mentioning that businesses should be transparent about this, I am trying to think from where I'm standing. Are there any risks involved with digital marketing?
Yes, absolutely. The biggest risk that is involved in digital marketing is, and that, I had a client call yesterday only. We talked to their digital marketing guy. The ad copy is extremely important. Once you are going for any kind of ads, the ad copy is very
Mm-hmm.
important. The ad
Mm-hmm.
copy determines your brand image, one thing. The ad
Yeah.
copy determines your rate of interest as well. So what is the
Mm-hmm.
ROI you are going to get after that? It is determined by the ad copy. If the ad
Okay.
copy is good, you are going to get better results. If the ad copy is not good, you are going to get low quality leads. So ad copy, one thing. Second thing is the A/B testing is again very important. Without doing A/B testing, you cannot put in the right ad. The third thing is again the transparency, the targeting. What kind of targeting are you doing? Because the things are getting, changing day by day. Initially, what I suggest is always start with broader targeting, then narrow it down. Okay, so these
Mm-hmm.
are three areas of digital marketing that are very, very risky. And if you make a single mistake in these areas, the cost of acquiring leads goes very, very high.
Mm. Okay, ma'am. That is very informative, and thank you very much. That is insightful. So, for our listeners who have just tuned in, happy Women's Day to all the hardworking women out there from the STEAM Care podcast. On this show, again, we are dedicated to exploring the dynamic intersection of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, where innovation thrives and creativity flourishes. We have a gem, Miss Ishleen, having a fascinating conversation between STEAM education and her remarkable career. Miss Ishleen, with your experience in coaching and leadership development, how do you incorporate creative activities or artistic practices to encourage innovation and out of the box thinking among your clients?
Yeah, so because we are talking about innovation and creative thinking, it is very, very important. So, what I do is I incorporate various creative activities and artistic practices in my coaching to stimulate innovative thinking and problem solving. So, these activities encourage clients to think outside the box and explore new perspective. So, for example, there are different tools that are used for critical thinking and problem solving. Then, what we do is like I'll give you an example of very basic activity that we do with the clients. So, for problem solving, we do a time to think activity where there is a blank board in front of you. You talk about the problem, and everybody in the room is going to give their solution. Then we do a ranking, and a solution that ranks higher is to be applied. So it has two elements to it. One, creative thinking, because when everybody is, contributing to the results, when everybody is contributing to the problem solving, you get better ideas. Okay. Second thing, it is one thing that is promoted by Kaizen as well. That is inclusion, where everybody feels they are the part of the organization. So once they contribute to the problem solving, they feel they are the important part. It also inbuilds a sense of responsibility in them. Then there is one more area which is quite important, which is emotional intelligence and empathy. It also enhances the emotional intelligence and empathy. Empathy is something that we cannot do without. If you are a leader, whether it is as a leader or as a business owner, you need to be empathetic. If you don't empathize with your team feels unheard. Your team feels they are not the part of the organization. So you have to include them in decision making and problem solving. So this is what I suggest to my coaches. Do it at all the levels, starting from the ground level to the management level. Do this time to think, where people sit together and brainstorm on solving a problem. Because the people who are handling the problem on the floor, you cannot simply take a decision at the management level and throw it on the people to implement. You have to take their consent in this.
Mhm. I totally agree with you. Like you said, with how you do things, I feel like everyone who is involved, hence have a sense of belonging.
Hmm.
It keeps everyone active, participating, and I feel like the end result are a teamwork and
Yes.
not concentrated at what the managerial level. So I think many leaders can really adopt what you just said, because it is really good for organizational success. And that is truly commendable, ma'am, I must say.
Yeah.
So, as we initially stated, STEM comprises of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. With your extensive and diverse experience in various fields, I'm sure you have witnessed the role of STEM in your day to day activities. Just like we have talked now, based on your experience, how do you see the role of STEM education in addressing societal challenges?
See, STEAM is something which is everywhere, and societal challenges are not away from it. So
Mhm.
see, it was inbuilt in the society early as well, but we did not name it. Now we are naming it, and it helps basically in the holistic growth. So basically, like if I talk about modern business success, STEAM skills like data analytics, like digital marketing, they are crucial in today's business landscape. But if I talk about society, so in the society, don't we do surveys on a lot of things? What are the things that are liked? What are the things that are not liked? Like we do surveys on population growth. Okay. We do surveys on different things, which is only data analytics. We are capturing data and we are analyzing it, right? So
Mhm.
it is crucial in everywhere as it helps you in making informed decisions, it helps you to innovate, and it helps you to connect with each other because you have some data which is backing your decisions.
Mm. Okay. Wow, that is very smart of you, Miss Ishleen. You just like explained it right away, and I just saw it. Because I didn't know, like really, when I was asking this question, I wanted to know, and I must say, you explained it even to people who may not have a better understanding. So we are grateful for that. Miss Ishlin, with your expertise in LinkedIn sales and growth and other
Mhm.
business strategies, how do you think STEAM skills such as data analysis and digital marketing play a role in modern business success? This time around, I know you just talked about data analysis. You immediately talked about digital marketing, but this time around, I want you to like what drive it into the role of modern business success. So
Yeah,
yes, ma'am. Mhm.
sure. So, when I talk about modern businesses, there is something which every business is doing. They are into on social media platforms. Okay. So most of the businesses are there on LinkedIn, most of the businesses are there on Instagram, most of the businesses are there on Facebook. So let's talk about data analytics. There are insights. You can see your post insights. You can check the reach. One thing that is it reaching to your right audience. Once you go to the insights, you can see what kind of people are looking at your post. So for example, I work with entrepreneurs, I work with business owners. So in my insights, if I see that my post is shown to founders, co-founders, business owners, then I see that my efforts are going in the right direction because I am creating content for my ideal customers. But there is a catch here. Many people don't even create their ideal client profile. So I would suggest if you are targeting a particular audience on social media, then you have to create your ideal client profile first. You should know who are you targeting on social media. Once you are clear about that, you can check your post insights. You can check everything actually. You can also check what is the time when your audience are most active, what is the right time to put a post. Okay, whether it is morning or evenings. Like for few people, if you put a post in the morning, it gets a better reach. For few it is evening. Then the next thing you can check is obviously whether it is reaching the right audience or not. Are your post impressions increasing or decreasing? Is there a particular kind of post which is getting more attraction? So for example, if I talk about me, my videos get me better responses as compared to my single page post. There are few people, for them browsers work better. So this is the data part. Then let's talk about the arts part of it. There are two things.
Mhm.
One, storytelling. Once you are putting a post, is your post talking to the customers? Once they read your post, can they visualize the story in their minds? So, for example, if somebody is reading a post that, I'm giving a story of my client was a small business owner who was struggling with less revenue, less leads. Whenever there would be a salary day, my client would be very worried. From where shall I give the salary to my, employees? Then things like that. So once you are talking, once you're posting something, Your post should resonate with the people, and storytelling is one part of arts which is very, very important in your content strategy. Second thing is emotional touch. If your posts are having that emotional touch, that it clicks to the emotions of your ideal clients for whom you are posting you're putting your content, then it is again the art side of it. So Steam, again, it is everywhere. It is even the part of your content strategy. So you can track the data analytics, and at the same time, you have to be very, very creative, very innovative, and in a simple line, as I said earlier, your post should talk to the people. The language should be such that once somebody is reading your post, they feel, oh, she's talking about me.
Wow. I feel like personally on this question, you were directly answering me because I feel like I have always had a concern. Um, as in like when I post anything related to my business, you will see that people there are many impressions. Many people saw the post, but you won't get to see the reactions. So I feel like from what you said, maybe I've been targeting the wrong audience. So from what I got in your statement, Miss Ishleen, you showed and told our audience that they should be able to target the audience. And this is the message we should all take home because it's very important. And dear listeners, please go do things differently from today. You had it from your own Miss Ishleen, the expert. So let's go home and do the right thing. Miss Ishleen, that was very informative.
Thank you
That
so
was
much.
very, yes, ma'am. So at this point in time, I would like to kindly request my technical team to display down the questions that were received from the audience for our guest of honor. Moving on, Ms. Ishleen, in Apex Learning, you focus in providing customized training solutions to people from entry level to leadership level across all industries. Ma'am, as a founder of Apex Learning, how do you think AI, artificial intelligence, is affecting decision making in the workplace?
See, what I would say is AI is an important part of every business, but there is something we need to consider. AI should act as our assistant. I have seen people who are creating the content for their, social media using AI, which I don't say is wrong. If it saves time, you should go for it, but it should have your personal touch. It should not be robotic that when people read it, they feel, oh, it has been written by AI. It should have that personal touch, a human touch, I would say. Okay, so integrating AI is a great way to reduce time. Then, as I talked about it earlier as well, on your websites also you can integrate AI to capture the leads. Okay, you can integrate AI in designing. There are a lot of tools available which saves a lot of time, and you can design your post within seconds using AI. So integrate it, but again, take AI as your assistant. It should not replace you. It should not
Mm,
replace your experience. It should not replace your expertise. If somebody reads Ishleen's post, they should feel Ishleen has written it. They shouldn't feel that some AI has written it on Ishleen's behalf. So right now, I've delegated a lot of things to a lot of people, but still, when it comes to my content, I still create it myself because I don't want people to feel that, I want people to feel that personal touch, and they can easily come to know that whether it is written by Ishleen or it is written by AI because they know me since a lot of time. They resonate with my content.
wow. Okay. Wow. That is very nice to know, ma'am, that even in the presence of such tools, you still want to do things by yourself. And I think young people and women, everyone actually should copy that from you because it's very important when you see something posted by Miss Ishleen, for instance, and you see Miss Ishleen inside that. For people who know you, they will know that this is Miss Ishleen. So that's
Yeah.
nice. Okay. The first question from our audience reads, who has served as a major influence or role model for you along your varied work journey? How has their impact influenced your personal and professional development? How do you try to live up to those values in your work as a business coach, influencer, and a content creator?
See, when I talk about the major influence or a role model, my
Mhm,
parents are my biggest role model. When it comes
mhm,
to my personal life, my role model is my mother, who has always been caring, and she has been the biggest support system in my life.
mhm,
Whenever I would do something differently, whether it was switching from PCM to arts in my graduation,
mhm,
whether it was getting married to a man of my choice, whether it was switching my career from a corporate trainer to a coach, I always had her back. And she has given me an important value in my life, which is always value your personal relations. You are doing extremely well in your career, but your family should not be left behind. So, this is
yeah,
one lesson I learned from her that resonates in all the things I've done in my life. Second role model is my father. I am from a business family, and I feel the decision making that I have in my life, like I am a good decision maker, I am a risk taker,
mhm,
I analyze things before I do it. So these are all qualities that I've got from my father. I was very influenced by him when I was young. I always looked up to him as my role model, and I wanted to be like him. And my mother always tells me this, she would always say, "You are like your father." So he is a great businessman, a great human being. He is very caring, loving when it comes to his own staff, very empathetic. I got all these qualities from him. So my parents are my biggest role models. So when you have role models in your family, you don't have to look outside.
I was immediately going to say that, like, you didn't have to go far to go find your role models. Your parents must really be proud of you, Miss Ishleen. That's a nice thing to know. So, your second question from the audience reads, your career includes variety of positions in helping people with generating revenue, business coaching, a strong voice in LinkedIn, and also influential podcaster, each of which seems to build on the one before it. Can you please share some stories which you are proud of and also help audience to keep moving forward?
So, when it comes to stories, although there are a lot of stories that I can tell my audience, but there is one thing that is really close to my heart that I would like to mention here. 6 to 7 months back, something happened in our personal life. There was a turbulent time going on for me and my husband both. So I almost gave up. Like I was very disappointed, disheartened. I would not feel like creating content. I would not feel like talking to people. But my husband has always been a support system in my life. And I realized that this is the time I need to be his support system. So I cannot give up. One night when I went to bed, I said that, okay, this is the last day. I'm going to grieve upon it. Tomorrow onwards, I have to be that Ishleen again. So I woke up with all the vigor, all the energy, and with my, routine back. I started my day off with the similar routine. I acted as a support system for my husband. I gave him time to grieve upon it because many a times it happens that we don't feel like doing anything. I gave him time, but I stood up. And this is one message I would like to give to all the people. Many a times you will feel like giving up. Many a times you'll feel that things are not going your way. But you can grieve upon it, give yourself time, a day or a two. But don't let that demotivate you to that extent that you give up on the things that are very important in your life. Whether it is your business, or it is your studies, or it is your career, whatever, don't give up. And this is one thing that I've learned from my family only. You should never give up. You should keep on working. Failures are the stepping stones to success. Failures are the part of life. Challenges are bound to come. It depends upon you. How do you take them up? Would you allow challenges to thrash you, or would you allow challenges to give you more energy so that you work with more rigor?
Mm, okay. Miss Ishleen, thank you for instilling hope in us and our audience. That is really something to be proud of because you are right. There is no smooth journey in life. Uh, there are failures happening at some point in stage. People feel down, and we should definitely copy from your story and pick ourselves up. And I must say, you really have a supportive family, ma'am, and that is very inspiring for the married people out there. I'm sure they can relate. And that is a very good thing to know, especially on Women's Day. As a woman getting such a support, I think it's a good thing for us. It's a win. Your win, it's our win. So that's a good thing. Yes, ma'am. So, Miss Ishleen, we are coming to the end of our show. So, what is your part short at this stage? Your last
See,
words?
I would like to say only one thing to the people who are listening us today. Although there are a lot of messages that I can give, but this is one thing that I've done for myself, and I always tell people to do. Never stop taking actions. Actions are the only way to get results. If you are confused what to do, take help from the experts, but never give up. Keep on doing the things consistently. If your energy flows in the right direction, the results are bound to come. Nobody, no one in this entire world can stop you from being successful in anything that you plan if you are taking consistent actions.
Mm. There you have it, folks. You had it from Miss Ishleen herself, the expert in this field. Have hope, she said. Don't lose hope. So, thank you so much, Miss Ishleen, for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights into the intersection of STEM education and business coaching journey. It's been an incredibly enlightening conversation, and I'm sure our listeners also have gained a deeper understanding of the innovative approaches shaping the future of entrepreneurship. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the episode of STEM Care Podcast. We hope you found today's discussion thought provoking and inspiring, like I did. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the episode and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more listeners like you. And remember, the journey doesn't end here. Stay curious, stay inspired, keep exploring the exciting world of STEM education. Until next time, this is Mama Dela Matasane Mohotu signing off. Take care and see you to the next episode. Thank you, Miss Ishleen.